why he thinks he's so important. Ever met someone who walks into a room like they own the place? Someone whose aura screams, "I'm a big deal"? You know the type. They hold court, opinions flow like a river, and self-importance practically radiates off them. But why? Why do some people think they're so important? We all crave significance. We want to feel valued, respected, and like we matter. This is a perfectly normal human desire. But the way some individuals pursue this validation can be, let's just say, interesting. Therefore, it's worth exploring the psychology behind inflated egos and the fascinating ways people try to convince themselves and everyone else of their own importance. Sometimes it's blatant, bragging about achievements, real or imagined, name-dropping like it's an Olympic sport, constantly interrupting to steer the conversation back to themselves. It's exhausting, isn't it? Like being trapped in a never-ending monologue. Other times it's more subtle. A condescending tone, a dismissive wave of the hand, a subtle air of superiority that hangs in the air like a bad perfume. You know that feeling you get when someone thinks they're just better than you. Think about it. What's often hiding beneath that veneer of self-importance? Insecurity, a deep-seated fear of not being good enough. Therefore, the inflated ego becomes a shield, a defense mechanism against the vulnerability of feeling ordinary. It's a fragile facade built on a foundation of self-doubt. But it's a powerful facade nonetheless. Look at some infamous examples. Think of certain politicians. They strut, they preen, they declare themselves the only ones who can fix the world's problems. But often, their actions reveal a desperate need for validation, a hunger for power that masks a deep-seated insecurity. Or consider some reality TV stars. They thrive on drama, on being the center of attention, on constantly reminding us of their perceived importance. But strip away the cameras, the followers, the manufactured drama, and what are you left with? Often, just a person desperately seeking approval. We live in a culture that often celebrates self-promotion. Believe in yourself, we're told. Own your power. This is good advice, of course. Self-belief is essential for success and happiness. But there's a fine line between healthy confidence and toxic self-importance. Therefore, it's important to recognize the difference. True confidence is quiet. It's knowing your worth without needing to constantly broadcast it. It's being comfortable in your own skin, even when the spotlight isn't shining on you. It's about lifting others up, not putting them down. Self-importance, on the other hand, is loud, brash, and often deeply insecure. It demands attention. It thrives on validation. It's kind of exhausting to be around. Another reason some people inflate their importance is the illusion of control. The world can feel chaotic, unpredictable. By convincing themselves they're important, they create a sense of order, a sense of agency. They're not just adrift in the chaos, they're steering the ship. But this is, of course, an illusion. Real control comes from accepting our limitations, embracing uncertainty, and focusing on what we can actually influence. You've probably encountered this in your own life. The coworker who takes credit for other people's ideas. The friend who always has to one-up your stories. The family member who dominates every conversation. They're all, in their own way, trying to assert their importance, to create a sense of control in a world that often feels beyond their grasp. But their efforts often backfire, alienating the very people they're trying to impress. We all want to feel like we matter. We all want to leave our mark on the world. This is a noble aspiration, but true significance comes not from inflating our own importance, but from genuinely connecting with others, contributing to something larger than ourselves, and making a positive impact on the world around us. Therefore, the next time you encounter someone who seems excessively self-important, try to remember this. Their behavior is often a reflection of their own insecurities, not a reflection of your worth. So the next time you're at a party and someone's holding court, monologuing about their latest achievement, or subtly putting you down, take a deep breath. Remember the mask of insecurity. Remember the illusion of control. And remember, their behavior is about them, not you. You're important, just the way you are, even if you don't feel the need to shout it from the rooftops. Ultimately, understanding why someone thinks they're so important can be a path to empathy. It's not about excusing bad behavior, but about recognizing the underlying vulnerabilities that often drive it. It's about seeing the person behind the mask, the fear behind the bravado, and maybe, just maybe, offering a little kindness instead of judgment. Because sometimes, the people who seem the most important are actually the ones who need it the most.